Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Luis. I'm one of the newest associates here, and we are gonna sell a watch today. Most of you guys don't know who I am. My name's Luis. I'm the newest sales associate here, and I come from the retail side of things, more of the fashion, high fashion retail world. I worked for Omega, for the Omega boutique for a while, and I might be dressed up a little bit more than other people are here, but you know, that's just the way I do it. Where I come from, I'm always dressed up. I've gotten used to it. This is kind of like my school clothes at this point, and I really love to dress up. That's just something that I've always kind of envisioned growing up watching movies from the 60s, and that's just something that I find really cool. So hopefully you guys can relate. So today's episode is going to be focused primarily on my journey here at Grand Caliber. I have my first client coming all the way from Milwaukee. We're going to show him the watch, go to lunch, and maybe get some cigars and just follow along.
He's coming to pick it up.
Yeah, he's coming to pick it up right now.
Man, heck yeah, man. I'm proud of you, dog.
Hey,
Come in, got your
go.
first client. You came from Milwaukee?
Came from Milwaukee
A
all the
long
way.
ways away.
Yeah, man. All right.
To see you.
My first client just got here. Let's go see him. Larry, hey man, what's going on?
How you doing?
Luis, good to see you. Nice to meet you.
All right.
All right, let's go. Welcome to Grand Caliber.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
Oh yeah. So from Milwaukee all the way, huh?
Yeah. I had to come out here and check out the place firsthand.
Let's do it. Let's do it. This is the office. This is where everything happens. This is the staff in here. Go ahead.
Hey, how you guys doing? Nice to meet you.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
John. Son, nice to meet you.
How are you?
How you doing?
Great, Alfred.
Larry, nice to
Some
meet
root
you.
beer on the wrist?
Yeah, a little
okay,
something
I
like
know
that.
that
How you
with
doing,
the root
man?
beer. Victor.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
Good, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Larry, nice to meet you.
Marco, good to meet you.
Yeah.
You came a long ways away.
Yeah, man. You know, I've been a fan of you guys for a long time, so I
imagine
wanted to
you,
come in and check out the place. And,
Imagine you flew in, right?
Oh yeah.
They drive all the way here.
Yeah. No, I just landed. So
Okay, good.
my flight got in at about 10 a.m. I'm staying over at the Crescent. He recommended.
Oh, dude, the Crescent.
there you go.
Yeah, it's beautiful over
Stop
there.
by the Ascension, and then there's a Capitol Grill,
Uh-huh.
or I really like 60 Minds.
As a fan of the channel,
Don't say it.
I
know where
as a
you're
fan
going.
of the channel, I gotta try Nick and Sam's.
Oh.
I gotta try Nick and Sam's.
Okay.
So I made reservations actually there.
Nice.
But unless you guys have any other recommendations.
I will.
Monarch.
Monarch.
Or
If you-
Alvarez.
If you want the experience and the environment, sure, Nick and Sam's is great. But if you want great ambiance and great food, Monarch is like the top and down.
So I'm a steak connoisseur. So as far as
Right.
that
Monarch.
goes,
They
Monarch,
got game
okay.
there too, which is cool.
Okay.
So they can serve you like antelope.
I'm gonna stick to steak.
I'm with you on that.
All right, so
Great.
let's go to the back and check out your watch.
Nice to meet you guys.
Are you leaving tomorrow, or are you staying?
No,
for the
actually, I'm
weekend?
gonna stay until Saturday. Saturday afternoon. So good. I figure, this is actually my first time to Dallas.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So check out a couple of nice cigar lounges in the area.
Absolutely. Well, it's funny that you say Milwaukee's kind of like a smaller Dallas.
Mhm.
I mean, a smaller Chicago. A lot of people say Dallas is like a smaller Chicago as well.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
I mean, just driving in, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's absolutely amazing. You can sit over here if you want.
You didn't get rid of that one, huh?
No. I still got you. Okay, so this is the one that we ordered for you.
Okay.
It's wrapped up. Still hasn't, got any of the wrappings taken off. I wanted you to do it.
This is beautiful.
It really is. How long have you been collecting watches for?
I would say probably seriously, kind of like the last 5 years.
Okay.
I've always been into watches, but when I, got to a point where I could afford something nice,
That's right.
my first Rolex I probably bought about 5 years ago, Submariner.
Good.
And then I really wanted a Batman, got into Batman and Hulk, and I have a Milgauss now that they've discontinued that one.
They're gonna go
on
up
to
in
that
price.
for a while, so yeah. And I've got that date just, so I brought that with me also.
Good.
And a root beer, so. And actually a black Sky Dweller on a Jubilee bracelet.
So you have quite a collection.
Yeah, but I don't have anything like this yet. I didn't want to get another steel watch. I'm looking for a nice gold piece. So
Good. That's beautiful. Go ahead, go for it.
now, does this have all the links in it?
2 here.
Okay,
But we can definitely put that in if anything.
That's a nice watch.
I know.
That's a nice watch, man.
That
Yeah,
might
so
be
this
too
one
tight, so we'll...
Maybe too tight. This watch is one of those watches that I feel as though, regardless what's happening in the market, it would be one of those watches that you could kind of hold on to and not so readily available.
Right.
But these are, from an investment standpoint, and not that I buy these to invest, but you always want to be smart about what you're spending your money on. What would you say as far as kind of which way to go?
That's tough.
I mean, because I've seen these, they're still above retail right now.
Yeah.
And still very hard to get.
Yeah.
I've had a request into my AD for probably 2 years for this watch still.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And I still haven't gotten it.
Did you buy all those pieces from your AD too?
All of them except 2. I bought the Batman through the secondary market, and then the Hulk.
Wow.
And the Hulk was when they first discontinued it, and then I said, you know what, let me go ahead and get it before it gets too crazy.
Absolutely.
And
so even with that relationship that you had with your AD, you still...
no, I can't.
That's why I left.
Yeah.
That's why I left that side of the market, because I had a lot of clients that had given me hundreds of thousands of dollars. And for me to sit there and have to explain to them why I couldn't get them a watch,
Yeah.
it got to a point where I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I can't get again, so I've had a request out for, obviously, Daytona. Still waiting on that.
Yep. Just a regular?
Just a regular Daytona. Pepsi. I've been trying to get a hold of that. I haven't been able to get that yet. This is one of those watches that I've had my eye on for a while. So this is a tough decision. It is a tough decision.
It's tough. So Larry came all the way from Milwaukee, and he is choosing between either the olive dial or the champagne dial Day-Date. So we'll see which one he chooses. Think about it. Let me get you a drink.
Okay, sounds good. I may need one. Help me make this decision. Hey, Louis, do you think you can add this other link to it so that I could see how it fits with?
Absolutely. There you go, Larry.
Thank you.
Just give me a few minutes and I'll be right back.
Yeah.
The root beer's right here, okay?
Thanks.
Thank you for coming in, man.
Yeah, no problem. I like I said, I wanted to come in and check out the space. I've been a long-time fan of you guys. I got hooked up with Louis. He's been taking care of me ever since we started to contact each other.
Is he doing well?
He's doing well, man.
He's the future generation of sales reps moving forward.
You know, he was. So I reached out to, full transparency, I reached out to a couple of places.
Sure.
There was one place I reached out to, and they didn't get back to me as fast as I would have liked them to. So I reached out to you guys at the same time in parallel.
How long did it take?
About 20 minutes for him to respond.
Okay, that's not bad.
And he got me a quote within an hour. He said, hey, give me an hour, I'll give you something. And he got it to me, and then we made the arrangements. And next thing you know, I was booking my flight, coming out here to pick up a watch. So it worked out great. Yeah.
That's how we do it.
I want the response time to be sub 15 minutes.
No, absolutely. I agree.
15 minutes.
I agree. It has to be quick.
Yeah, but I'm assuming that you probably get a lot of messages on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
You get a lot of people who just want to know the pricing of their watch.
Yeah.
They're not really buying, but they're just like, hey, can you give me a quote on this? I think the hardest part for a sales rep is to stay patient, because you never know when that person's going to become a client.
Yeah.
But a lot of times there's people that are kicking tires, and then when you actually take a step back and look at like the sales cycle, there could be 26 touches or communication points before they actually convert. But when you're in sales and you go through the first 10 times and they don't buy anything, it's
Yeah.
can be challenging.
I would imagine. I mean, just kind of looking at so many different inquiries that come across your table, and then, somebody decides that they just want to kind of explore the landscape of different, pricing available for a particular watch. And
They'll say, oh, I'm just shopping.
yeah,
And it's like, hey, it's okay. We got to learn to just be patient with that. And
Yeah.
if it's for us, it's for us. If it's not, then it's not.
So look, I want to do this. I want to get the team's input on
Okay.
which way to
Which
go.
one? Okay, let me bring
on
him.
this.
I'll bring him in here.
Thanks.
What are you debating between?
So I had Louis. Ideally, the watch that I was looking for was this yellow gold Day-Date with the champagne dial Roman numbers.
Okay.
He found it for me right away. Got it here in a couple of days, and then sent me some pictures and video, and I was locked in. And then he said he still had this rose gold olive dial. We had this discussion last night. I'm like, man, you're making this very difficult for me. So, so yeah, this is a watch that this rose gold watch here is one that I've always wanted.
Had your eyes on?
I've always had my eyes on it, but the pricing on those about a year ago was just they were through the roof.
Come down.
They've come down.
They've come down.
Come down so much to the point where now they're pretty similar in pricing, and to go a few $1,000 more to get something that I've always wanted.
For me, just since he was asking about the team's input, I'm part of the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the rose gold olive dial is a prettier watch. I think the contrast between the rose gold and the green just really makes it pop. I think the gold is a lot more versatile.
Yes.
you're going to be able to wear it a lot
Exactly
more
what I
frequently.
said. Yeah.
You know,
exactly
and
what I
so if this is a watch that you're going to wear pretty consistently, I would go with the gold. If this is something that you think is more for like special occasions, you know, especially like for myself or yourself, darker skin tones,
Mhm.
that rose gold olive day-date really pops.
Yeah.
But it's just not one that I would wear.
Yeah, it's not
daily.
an everyday watch.
Yeah.
And I've got, I mean, I was telling Lewis, I've got 9 watches.
Mhm.
So this is truly just a watch to wear when I want to do something a little special.
Let's ask this guy. Come on in. Look how casual this guy looks.
It's Casual Friday.
We need your input.
On what?
Yeah, so I'm
I know which way this guy's gonna go.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the Omega guy.
Yeah.
He is
Well, him and Lewis.
speedy guy. He said, "Hey, this is my ideal watch." So originally, this is the watch that I had Lewis sourced for me. This yellow gold Day-Date is the one that I've always wanted with the champagne dial room number. He told me he had this available, and I was like, "Man, you're making this very difficult for me." So I'm kind of torn. Like I was telling Jimmy here, this watch here is always kind of been one of my grail watches that I've always wanted, but.
Yeah.
You know, with the pricing of these, you know, about a year or so ago. So now it's really about making a decision between the two.
So you want us to help you out with
Yeah, I
it?
wanted some input from you guys.
Jimmy, which one am I going with?
He's going with the olive day-date.
100%.
Rose gold olive day-date.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Green is my favorite color, but that green dial on that rose gold color is the best combo,
Yeah.
I think, in the industry as far as those two go. So 100%, that's the one I would
That
take.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if they were both the same price, right? I would go with that one. Also, obviously, the upside that almost peaked at 100. You know, has a lot more potential.
Yeah.
And then to me, going with this, you can always go to the champagne.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go champagne, you're definitely gonna have to come out of pocket
Yeah.
to go to the end. You know.
Kind of where these are right now and the availability of them to be able to snag one right now
Right.
at this price. You could look around and find yellow gold Day-Dates all the time,
You
right?
always
So
will be.
yeah.
And if you look at the history of Rolex, anything anniversary, red letter,
discontinued.
yep,
Yeah.
it always does. And even price aside, man, that watch there, when you look at somebody with one on,
Yeah, you know what
they
it
got some
is.
good
Yeah,
taste.
you definitely know what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, be careful of that.
Oh,
It's dangerous.
I was gonna see how a watch reacts to a
Let's go.
What's up?
what?
How are you? So he's debating between the olive and then the champagne dial,
Let's
what I
see.
call, or the gold.
Here's my opinion.
What's your opinion?
Well, go ahead, Sean.
What? No, I'm going to give my opinion right off the jump. Yeah, I mean, I go off dial.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, I bought an olive dial from you, so.
Yeah, I know, and I miss it. That's
Yeah.
why I
Regrets it. Regrets it. I mean, obviously for hype, you got the olive.
Yeah.
The tradition and obviously the classic Rolex look is definitely in the champagne all day. It's more of like their heritage look. Like, it's obviously the green isn't something they've done like in the past. It's very much, I don't know. Personally, I'd go with the olive. I mean, that's just.
That sounds like a resounding. Everyone has said olive.
I think you guys
Olive.
really helped solidify my decision here. So
I'll tell you what. How about we own both watches. You wear one as we go to lunch and feel it out on your wrist. That way
really
you
good one.
kind of see it as you wear it for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
What catches
like
your
that.
attention the most? Like today, when you saw both, which one got your attention?
This one here.
Yeah.
This is the most beautiful watch. One of the most beautiful watches I think that Rolex makes.
And to
And
me, you go there in the back of your head, that's where your
I was
heart's
talking
at.
about this.
Where if you
Yeah.
go with that, are you gonna be missing that?
I mean, I
I
wasn't
feel
even
like-
listening. What's the other one?
wasn't paying attention.
He's like, oh,
This one here.
There's nothing wrong with that watch, but I'm just saying. Between the two, that one photographs better too.
Here's a plug for my Instagram, ticking_Chris. But if you look, December 22nd, this is my favorite watch of all time.
If they ever discontinue that,
Mhm.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It goes crazy. But if they discontinue, I mean, they're not going to discontinue a champagne
Yeah.
from it. That green olive Day-Date has a far more chance of being discontinued than, anything in this room, I'd say.
Yeah.
Try it on. We'll take you to lunch and then see how it feels on the wrist.
Sounds like a plan.
Are you a cigar guy?
And you know what? I'm definitely a cigar guy.
Oh, dude, let's go.
So just a shameless
Chamberlain's?
plug here.
Okay.
So I've got a private cigar lounge in Milwaukee, the 11 Lounge. Shout out to my 11 boys. Anytime you guys are in Milwaukee, you want to have a nice cigar, come somewhere private, very nice upscale place. Look me up.
sitting courtside, and he goes, I want to buy that watch. So the Big 12 calls me, he's like, hey, Fat Joe wants to buy it. I was like, no problem. Like, can you do a private showing with him just before his concert? Oh, okay. They're really particular. They're like, okay, you can pick one person to go with you. Your whole team can't go.
It was like midnight at this point. Yeah. So we've been up
It's
since
been a very long
4 in the
day.
morning.
Yeah.
So he starts walking around the room, and then the representative from the Big 12 was like, hey, these are the watch guys. Oh, the watch guys, the watch guys. So we're talking, and we talk about the watches, and then I show him, I had an RM. So I showed it to him, and I was like, hey, this used to be like 400, now it's probably closer to 300. And somehow I find myself in a 5-minute conversation about Silicon Valley Bank with Fat Joe. Because he's like, I'm getting calls from my friends, my advisor, everyone telling me to pull money out of the bank, things are going down. Do you know what's going on? I used to work in finance, so I made the mistake of saying, yeah. And then I go, how do I explain this in a way that Fat Joe's gonna comprehend, you know? So we're talking about it. Then he goes into this corner of the room, probably 40 feet away from everyone else, takes 2 white napkins, tucks it in, and starts eating the salad. All by himself. Like, it had like this like mafia type feel where he's just kind of in the corner doing his thing.
The table was like 20 feet.
Yeah, it's like 20 foot
He's there by himself.
Solid wood, and he's just there by himself going like this.
Just like white paper napkins. He's eating the salad, and his boy comes up and goes, hey, it's time to perform. I swear you not, from eating to being on stage performing, less than 3-4 minutes. I dropped the fork and knife, walked up, got on stage, and started performing. And we were super tired because I woke up at 4 a.m. that day because we flew out early. I'm like, all right, I wanted to hear 2 songs, Lean Back and what was the other one?
Make it rain.
Make It Rain, and Lean Back. So I listened to both songs. I turned to John Lewis. I'm like, all right, we're good? Good. So we're getting ready to walk out. And as I turn my back to walk out, I just hear, Jimmy the Jeweler, Jimmy the Jeweler. And I'm like,
Everyone turns around, everyone's like, just looking at us like,
He goes on this like life rant. Because in there, to pivot from Silicon Valley Bank, the Big 12 guy, or I think it was me, I said, you know, you got the money, you got the fame, you got the career, like what keeps you motivated? Like what keeps you going? And he goes, you see that? You see that picture right there? And he goes on this rant about this painting. He goes, there's a day on your tombstone. There's the day you're born, and there's the day that you die. It's what you do at that dash in the middle. And he kind of goes on this like rant about, you know, that's why he stayed motivated. He wants to build a legacy, keep pushing. He's just a hustler type of thing. So on stage, he starts talking about that. He goes, you know, we were having a conversation about life, and it's the day that you're born, the day that you die, it's a dash in the middle. It's what you do with that dash in the middle. But now I guess he calls me Jimmy the Jeweler.
So we got the whole conversation on the stage.
on stage. And we were trying to leave because it was
started
like,
an Instagram
we've
account.
been going for ages.
Jimmy the Jeweler?
Jimmy the Jeweler, bro.
White series are
They're
white
great.
series are pretty light. They're light to medium cigars. I would start with one of these. These are very light. These are full body. This is one of my favorite cigars. It's Padron 50th year.
So if someone like me that doesn't usually smoke cigars hits something like that,
You'll feel it.
I'll remember my way
You'll
home.
feel it. But yeah, that's a good cigar to have for you.
Ran into a bunch of old clients. They're like, "What are you doing here?" Get the Family Reserve going.
Yeah, I got the 50 year. This is my favorite one.
That's a classic. I have whole boxes of those at
Yeah.
home, man. Those are
These are good. These
such
are
a
good.
classic stick. Yeah.
This one, a 90 year in the Maduro. Very
Maduro,
nice
yeah.
to 45 to 80. You can't go wrong with Padrones.
No, absolutely
Go wrong with
not.
Padrones.
You know what I want that they don't have is the between the lines. I don't think.
From Fuente?
Yeah, Fuente. They're so hard to find.
They are.
So that's like a once a year you see them pop up.
Yep.
And they sell out that day.
Now, this is a very good cigar too.
Which one is that?
858 natural sun grown.
You like these?
Yeah, those are good.
I'll try it.
yeah, perfect. See?
There's a nice way to light up your cigar. You toast the foot.
professional. Good cigar.
Have you ever had a tequila old fashioned?
I have. They're very good.
Yeah? They're my favorites.
The one I'm making.
I will. I'll make you my tequila old fashioned.
Done this a million times, and as soon as he put the camera.
Would you like a cherry with your old fashioned? Good. There's one of those old fashions for you gentlemen, and then there's that other one. Añejo with my tequila old fashions. Yeah? You would like a tequila old fashioned as well?
Wait. Do mine the same way. Just take this one.
You would like a tequila old fashioned? Matt, take that one. I don't want that anymore. I created this recipe myself, actually.
You know what? The way that I described it, yeah,
It's 3 of them. It's 3.
I'm trashed. I am trashed before I'm trashed.
I wouldn't do that to you. Cut this part out.
Hard cut.
Hard cut. I'm not used to having eyes on me. I did a lot of research on old fashioned.
Yeah.
And since it's a sipping drink, each process has a purpose. The citrus of the orange hits your nose beforehand, and then your bitters are like your salt and peppers. Take a sip of your whiskey, you get that nice burn of the whiskey, but then the subtleness of the seasonings. And afterwards, you lick your lips from the cherry, and then you get the sweetness of it.
And that is how you make a
tequila old fashioned.
First test. It's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Thank you.
As usual, Marco's back here talking to everyone in the world. The celebrity, Mr. Marco.
Celebrity, please. Unless my name is on the. What is it?
The underground
They spray painted
celebrity.
something on here or what? You delicious.
So what you think?
I like it. I had a really bad experience the first time, way back in the day.
You didn't smoke a cigar.
I don't know what I smoked, but
Whatever you smoked that did that to you, it's not the. It is not the byproduct.
It's probably one of those.
Bro.
Yeah, I think what he
You
did
said
was,
you don't remember the next day? No.
I don't remember driving home.
That's called a blunt.
it was laced with something, huh?
Well, cheers,
Yeah,
guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you guys for a great day
Cheers,
today.
man. I know you're filming, but cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah,
All right,
there it
I
is.
wish you like that.
So you gotta let me know what you think about the
All right.
tequila
Oh,
old fashioned.
Tequila old fashioned.
Yeah, what's Marco think?
Dude, it smells. Okay, I haven't even tried it, but it smells incredible.
Yeah.
It smells like something. Yeah.
Give it a sipperoo.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
They're happy with your drink.
Good. Glad you guys like it.
This is probably the closest to the shop.
Yeah,
right?
this is the closest cigar shop we have to our store is right here because it's like 2 minutes away.
Yeah.
And then from here, we usually go to Javier's, which is another, really nice. That's a little bit more upscale. So yeah,
That's the place you recommended too.
Yeah,
right?
but it's closed till 5. But we'll go there. Like if you're in town, we'll go there. Maybe tonight if you guys are up for another round. We'll
I'm
go to
always up for a
Javier's.
cigar.
Yeah, maybe I'll bring my boy Alex. He's an LA watch dealer, a friend of mine.
Okay.
I taught him. He came to when it was Anthony and I. He came to us wanting to learn the watch business, and he was like the first contact in the industry. Like we were his first contact in the industry, and he's doing very well now.
Good.
So it's cool.
Good. It was pretty cool coming in and seeing the shop and everything you guys have done with this space.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, the move for us is going to be ground floor.
Yeah.
That's when everything really changes. That's like the entire dynamic of the company go through a huge polar shift. Because like we're still kind of like dealing with our inheritance in a sense. Like we, obviously we inherited the spot we have now, which, it wasn't a move I was really crazy about. Maybe back then it was a good idea, just with the kind of like the mindset back then with how everything was going that moment, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking at things long term, we don't know what's going to be what. So the way I've always kind of like had the idea of building a business out is kind of building more things sort of more low key as far as like spending, right? Like I don't want a very high overhead, right? Because if things go really bad, you can survive if your overhead's low enough, But of course, I'm coming from being a backpack dealer most of my career, you know, like, so this is still like where we're at now is pretty new to me in a sense of how long I've been doing this, you know. So like being out in the field every day, like driving to different cities, flying to different cities, meeting people one-on-one for every transaction. You know, back then we didn't ship things back and forth. We just you had a watch. I was booking a flight. Trying to figure it out my cost. You know, was it worth it? You know, sometimes sometimes no. You know, but it was just building those relationships.
I know you're an Omega guy, but if you had to get your first Rolex, what would it be?
That's a tough one. Something vintage.
Okay, let me tweak the question. What's your budget? And I'll tell you what your first Rolex should be.
Budget. Maybe 12 to 15.
12 to 15,000 puts you right there in the zone for a 5513. You can get a meters first matte dial at our company cost under 15. And that's a nice example. Beautiful patina, perfect Mark III insert, nice, you know, maybe a riveted bracelet there. That would be the perfect watch for you.
That's probably.
There you go.
Yeah.
From the expert.
Once we get that bet that we have going on, do you want to tell them the bet?
All right, so Luis, listen, I know you guys saw in the last episode, I'll make fun of my damn self. Y'all don't have to make fun of me, I'll do it myself. When I saw myself at the very end of the episode slouching that couch, I was like, oh my God, I'm entirely 300 pounds overweight on camera. But the scale says differently, it's okay. But the camera says I'm 320 pounds. So to fix that problem, I said, Luis, you come from a training background. And he said, yeah, he was telling us when we were kind of interviewing him. And he mentioned he's into health and fitness. And I was like, you know what? I will 100% dedicate myself to fitness and eating right, which I've been already kind of doing more or less lately. But I was like, I'll tell you what, if anybody does a full body transformation, if I can get through it and actually execute the goal, then I would personally give Tim a Nodisa. But I have to go, it has to be on point. Like, I'll do the work, but it has to work out for me.
You want to go take some before pictures?
Not on camera. It's ugly. It's a mess.
We already got the weight in. I'm not gonna say the weight, but
199.99.
No,
I'm kidding. Not that heavy.
So once we get them, you know, eating right, working out.
I'm not eating bad. I'm not eating good. Listen, overall, I'm a healthy person. I'm not a type of dude who's gonna eat freaking Wendy's and McDonald's and Whataburger and all that. I've never in a million years touched that crap. Like, if it comes through a drive-through window, I'm out. Will not touch it. Like, I eat pretty healthy. My lifestyle for food is probably excessively expensive because I pretty much eat out every meal, and you know, regularly, you know, eat where we were just at.
Yeah.
Like,
For
you
lunch,
saw they
we
came up
just
there
had,
like, what are
you know,
you're here for
beautiful
lunch
lunch,
now? Like, all right. So yeah, I gotta set some things back, but that's okay. It is what it is.
I'm gonna follow this journey to see how it goes because I'm interested.
Well,
to
it
see
ain't like a life. Like, it ain't one of those. You know what I mean? Like, those dudes are like 400 pounds, and all of a sudden, like, those like reels I see, it's like, hey, I'm 400 pounds. Next thing you know, they're like 260, and they're the buffest person you've ever seen in the gym. They're like, oh, I don't mess with that guy. You know, like, those transformations aren't crazy. I'm just like,
well, if we see an episode in December and Marco is doing it with his shirt off, then we'll know that it was a success.
We'll know that I got my free watch.
Put it this way: you buy yourself the 5513. If it is as good, if things happen as good as I think they could, then I'll reimburse your purchase.
He's trying to cheat now.
How is that cheating? One way or another, it's free. Mathematics says otherwise.
How was your day? Y'all had a full day.
Great. Yeah, we had a great lunch. Cigars.
Albernays.
I'm so jealous. Y'all didn't bring me anything?
We've had a bit of time. You got to go out to lunch with us with it on. This is the final decision. What do you think? Which one do you want to go with?
Clear cut. Got to go with the rose gold. This is one of the most beautiful watches I've seen, and to have it out there in the sun and get a chance to wear it and experience it is up top, man. I got to go with this one.
You know, obviously you chose that one. We're just very thankful, you know, for your business. Thank you for flying out all the way from Milwaukee. Like, that means a lot to us to have someone like you here, you know, that we get to spoil and take out and just hang out and get to know you. That just means everything to us.
I can tell you that I wasn't expecting an experience like this. This was awesome, man. We had great lunch, had a chance to smoke some cigars and catch up, and I mean, I'll definitely be doing business with you guys from here on out. This is a great experience. If you guys are in the market for a timepiece, make sure you come see the boys at Grand Caliber. outstanding customer service. Just up top, John.